Right, I have just finished watching the new Sonic the Hedgehog spin-off series, Knuckles. Now, if you didn't already know, this is a spin-off of the Sonic films, which released on Paramount Plus. And I'm not joking, within the last 10 minutes, just finished the final episode. And I have mixed feelings about it. I did a trailer reaction when the trailer came out, thought it looked great. And I have to say, it is great. There's so many aspects of this which are really, really good and really, really great. But then there are kind of two main issues I have with this show that I kind of feel I need to get off my chest. So, with all of that said, let's just get started talking about my review of Knuckles. Now, the first thing to point out with the Knuckles series is the fact that it is a straight-to-streaming TV series gives that controversy and that worry that it's going to be a lot more of a downgrade, in particular with the CGI. That here is not the case. The CGI looks just as good, if not better, than the films themselves, which is really, really good. Like, I remember there was like a Sonic short that they put out for the second film. I thought the CGI was going to look a little bit like that, but it doesn't. It is on par with the films, especially even like where we have Tails and Sonic in it, because they're in like the first 5 minutes. They look great as well, like, and like the big like machines and the, you know, just the practical effects and everything like that, they just look really, really great. And I thought that was a really good thing, because there's always, you know, with these straight stream things, I mean, if you look just at Megamind 2, it looks bad, but it's kind of like that. So I appreciate that. And just as a whole, Knuckles as a character is so great. Like, Idris Elba kills it in the role, but Knuckles as a whole is just such a fun character to do this kind of spin-off series with, because he is such a loved character and was adapted so perfectly in the second one that I just really, really like him here. Like, he's such a likeable, fun character. He's one of my personal favourite Sonic characters. If you didn't already know, my favourite Sonic character is Tails. Please, Paramount, give him a series. He deserves one. But, you know, things like that. And I would say, like, my favourite episodes are probably the first and second one, because they are just physical fun. This isn't a necessarily very impactful show, so there's not really, like, you don't need to watch this before we go into Sonic 3, because there's not any, like, major teases. But if you are someone who is so impatient and wants more, like myself, this is perfect for that. This introduces you back to the world of Sonic and just lets you dip your feet in for what is coming in December. So that is great as well. And I think as a whole, this series is fun. And I think that's where a lot of the enjoyment of the series is going to come. If you are saying this show is awful, this is garbage, you need to reconsider, because it's not that. It's not pure garbage. It's not any of that. It is just fun. So my suggestion for this is, don't go in expecting a very impactful, you know, show that introduces more to the Sonic movie lore, things like that. Don't go into it like that. It is a fun, funny filled adventure. Another thing to point out here is, I would say the humour does take a front seat here, a little bit more than the Sonic films did. I feel we've kind of seen that lean a bit more as we've got more and more into the films. I'd say Sonic 1 had it the least, I'd say Sonic 2 lent into it a bit more. This one goes full pelt straightforward. Like, all the Knuckles humour, which was in the first one, is doubled down here, or in the second one I should probably say. So yeah, so I kind of feel I want to go into my negatives. Now, a quick disclaimer I want to point out is the negatives are probably going to be, I mean, this video is only 5 minutes long so far. The negatives are going to take up the majority of the video. So let me just go into it. It's not that I don't think this show is bad. Let me say that beforehand. Okay, let's go into the bad of the show. And my biggest gripe with this show is the human characters. And I'm going to sound like such a broken record because everyone on the internet has said it. But the human characters, it's just it's too much. I mean, Sonic 2 had that wedding scene, which wasn't great. They can forgive that. And I think there was a big issue with the budget of this. Kind of to start, is we found out that the show was going to be about Knuckles training Wade Whipple, who was the side police cop character in the first two films. And if I'm honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Wade. I mean, he's not like the greatest character. I would say he's better in here as a character. He works out a lot better. And Adam Pally, like, he does a great job. Like, don't hate on the poor guy. He does such a great job as this character. But the show is about him and not Knuckles. The biggest issue is that every big scene that Knuckles has is interrupted by Wade's story. So the big story here with Wade is the fact that he is trying to win a bowling tournament. Already out of the Sonic lore. Like, that is not Sonic. And every single time Knuckles is in this big fight scene or doing anything like that, it's always interrupted by Wade and his story. In particular, with, I would say, the third and fourth episode is there's like in the third episode there's like this dinner scene with Wade and his family, and Knuckles is barely in it. Like, he's sat right next to them, but they just don't show him because of the budget. In the fourth episode, Knuckles is in it 30 seconds max. I stand by that. It is true. Like, he's not in it enough. Same for the fifth episode. He's in it a bit more, nowhere near enough. And the sixth episode is so rushed. Like, we've got the whole bowling tournament thing, and we've got this big fight scene which needs to go down. But it just doesn't, because we're in Wade's plotline. And that's the big thing. I just don't know what happened behind the scenes. What the hell happened with this budget is because I think they realised with the first and second episode they'd used way too much of the budget, that they needed more. So I think the big thing is they were like, first, second episode are done. Oh wait, we've spent way too much money. Our budget is gone. Like, that's what it feels like. I don't know what happened. It was mad. It was absolutely crazy what happened. As that Knuckles is barely in his own show. That's the big issue here. Is with these live action ones, is because it's live action, the characters are sidelined, and that's going to cause so many issues. Because as a child, like a child, for example, take a young child who's been looking forward to this series, and it's about this silly cop guy and his family, because his family are in it loads, like they have loads of screen time, Wade's family. It's disappointing because they're not in it. He's not in it enough. Knuckles does not have enough screen time here, and that's going to cause so much trouble for fans. It's not good. They really need to sort this out somehow. They wasted the budget. It was gone within the first two episodes. And I don't really know myself how to deal with that. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't deal with that. But, like, in general, that is, like, it was a bad situation, I must say. Because he's barely in it. I can't stress it enough. Fourth and fifth episode, Knuckles is barely in it. Sixth, he's in it a bit more, but not enough. Sixth episode is rushed as hell. Like, it's weird. And then moving on to my second gripe of the series, and this is my final one. It's just some odd choices with the villains here. And just the majority of the characters. So we have, in the trailer, I would say the trailer as a whole is misleading. I will say that. But in the trailer, we're introduced to Agent Willoughby and Agent Mason. These are the two characters played by Ellie Taylor. You may know her from Ted Lasso, and Kid Cudi, who did Speed Me Up and Stars in the Sky. He's a singer. Two really talented actors and actresses, and they're both in the first and second episode, play very large, prominent roles. Then they're gone, and then they come back in the 5th episode. That's it. It's not good. Like, they're such wasted characters, because like there was so much potential with them, because there's like the way that they could have linked that to expanding the Sonic lore wasn't done very well here. There was so many ways they could have used these characters to kind of give you little teasers for the 3rd film or anything like that. No. Like, there's just not enough development there for them. And then in particular also with the buyer, this is the other character who is in it, I would say 7 minutes, I'd say most. That's his screen time. Like, not enough at all. Like, I don't know, it's just like they were teased so much in the trailers and they had so much screen time, and they literally not in it at all. Like, and it's so frustrating because they had it, it was there, and then we're wasting time with the bowling tournament, and then this other character who's involved with the bowling, and I don't really want to go into that because that is spoilers, you may have seen in the trailer there. And also, if you're a fan of Patrick Kamak, he's barely in it either, like not in it at all. So that's a bit annoying. And also, like, it's just a bit odd, like some of the characters, like Wade's sister, Wanda, is she called? She's all like an odd character. She's made to be pretty unlikable, but she's way too unlikable. Like, just, I don't even care what happens. Like, this character is so annoying. Get her off my screen. And it's not even judging the actress herself. It's just annoying, like an annoying character. And that is weird. It's weird. I don't know what happened here, but this was a bit of a misfire for me. It was good. It was, I mean, to be fair, when it does the Knuckles and the Sonic lore, it's great. When it does the human stuff, there's a mismatch there. So, with Knuckles, I would recommend it for all Sonic fans. Don't bother getting a Paramount Plus subscription for it. If you don't have Paramount Plus, then don't buy a subscription just for the sake of this. But if you do have it, then yes, definitely watch it. I'll give it like a... I don't really rate TV shows. I give it like a 7 out of 10, maybe. I mean, only Sonic fans, I would recommend watching it. You don't need to watch it for Sonic 3. It's not necessary. But that is all I've got to say, really. I wish it could have been a lot better, but there you go. So yeah, guys, that is going to wrap up this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, share this with your friends, family, and let me know your thoughts down below on Knuckles. Did you love it? Did you hate it? You just down there in the middle. That is all for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.